Welcome back. I'm Ryan. You spent all weekend documenting a core process. You took the screenshots, formatted the headers, and dropped a 10-page SOP into the team channel. 3 days later, you get a Slack message. Hey, quick question. How do I process this client refund again? It is infuriating, but it is not because your team is lazy. It is because the way we are taught to write procedures is fundamentally broken. If your business runs on massive Google Docs that no one opens, you do not have an operating system. You have a digital graveyard. Let's fix that. The reason your procedures are dead on arrival is that you are confusing documentation with direction. When something goes wrong, a manager's reflex is to write a comprehensive manual. You explain the background, the philosophy, and every possible edge case. It makes you feel productive. But think about the person actually doing the work. When an employee is under pressure to deliver, they do not have the cognitive bandwidth to skim 4 paragraphs of text just to find out which box to check. You gave them an encyclopedia, but what they actually need is a GPS. Descriptive SOPs create friction, and human beings, especially busy ones, will always take the path of least resistance. If asking you a quick question is faster than parsing a wall of text, they will interrupt you every single time. So how do we fix this? Stop writing paragraphs. Nobody reads them. When your team is moving fast, they do not want context or background information, they just want to know what to click next. This is the mechanical shift from descriptions to binary steps. A descriptive procedure says, make sure the client profile is properly updated. That is useless. What does properly updated actually mean to a new hire? A binary step says, check the active status box and verify the billing email. It is either done or it is not. 1 or 0. If a daily process takes 12 steps, your procedure is simply 12 checkboxes. That is it. You do the heavy lifting of thinking and decision-making when you design the workflow. Your team just executes the list. But even a perfect checklist will fail if you put it in the wrong place. If your team is working inside Asana, Jira, or Salesforce, but your procedure is sitting in a separate Notion workspace, you have already lost. Nobody is going to open a new tab, search for the right document, and scroll down to page 3 while they are trying to close a ticket. The instructions must live exactly where the work is happening. If a new client onboarding ticket opens in your CRM, those 12 checkboxes need to automatically load directly inside that exact ticket. I do not mean a link to the checklist. I mean the actual boxes they have to click. You want to design the system so it physically will not let them mark the task as complete until those specific steps are checked off. That is how you build compliance into the workflow without having to chase people down to ask if they did it. Here is the exact workflow you need when a process breaks. An employee is working through the 12 checkboxes of a client onboarding ticket. They hit an edge case. The client does not have a standard tax ID. Normally, they switch to Slack and DM you, "Hey, what do I do here?" You need to stop answering those direct messages. Instead, you build a flag for review status directly into your project management tool. They move the ticket to that status, tag you, and you figure out the solution together. But here is the critical operational rule. You do not let them close that ticket until they go into the master template and add checkbox number 13. If no standard tax ID, request alternative form W8. The person executing the work must be the one updating the system. If you are the only person in the company with edit access to the operating procedures, you are the bottleneck. You are manually maintaining the machine instead of letting the machine heal itself. This is how you get out of the daily operations. You stop writing descriptive paragraphs on a Google Drive. You build binary, hard blocks directly inside your project management software, and you force the team to maintain the code when they find a gap. If you want to skip the guesswork and get the direct engineering behind these systems, join the newsletter at the link in the description. Stop documenting. Start engineering your execution. I will see you in the next one.